All right, it is Tuesday, and that means it's time for Tuesday tier rankings, where we look at every single quarterback's performance from this week, week 15. I think it's been week 15 in the NFL, and we put them into one of these 5 tiers: great, good, fine, poor, and trash. I have done these every Tuesday for this 2024 season, and at the end of the year, I'm going to see where these guys fit overall on the whole year. But let's go by division, starting in the NFC East. And I just put the Giants logo there because they played a little DeVito, they played a little Tim Boyle, kind of splitting reps between those two great quarterbacks. Whoever you want to talk about from the Giants is trash, okay? Whoever you're talking about for the New York Giants, it just goes into trash. Whether it's DeVito, whether it's Boyle, who cares? They're going to have to get a quarterback in the draft. It's trash either way. Cooper Rush with the Dallas Cowboys. I thought Cooper Rush was good. I think, I say this every week. I think Cooper Rush has mostly been good since he had to come in. It's an unfortunate situation because they're not a very good team. Dak was one of the better elements of the team. Cooper Rush comes in for him, and I think he's done a pretty good job. Did a good job Sunday getting him a win. Jalen Hurts with the Eagles. Oh, everybody's so upset about him and A.J. Brown. Are they still friends? Do they get along? I can't tell. Am I watching the NFL or am I watching Days of Our Lives? I'm not really sure. But either way, Jalen Hurts was great on Sunday. Jalen Hurts, if the Eagles can keep playing the way they played against the Steelers on Sunday, and if Jalen Hurts can continue to play the way he did, the Eagles might be my favorite to win the Super Bowl. I think them and the Bills, and maybe the Lions. I know the Lions have some injuries. I still think the Lions belong in the conversation. But Jalen, if he's playing like he did Sunday, the Eagles are especially the real deal. Finally, in the NFC East, Jaden Daniels with the Commanders. I thought Jaden was good. Coming back, I think they were off of a bye. Came down to the wire against the Saints. Jaden Daniels has looked a little more human in the second half of the season. The first half, he was just, everything he did turned to gold. He's looked a little more human, but he's still playing good, and that's all that matters for Washington. Josh Allen, as we move over to the AFC East. Listen, I thought Josh Allen was great. Josh Allen, to me, I know you're hearing this everywhere this week, leading the way in the MVP race. Just tearing it up. This guy is playing at such a high level, and if the Bills, if not this year, when for the Bills? If this is not the year you guys get to the Super Bowl, when's it going to happen? Because this feels like a real opportunity for them. Drake May with the Patriots in a loss to the Arizona Cardinals. I'm going to put Drake into fine. I think Drake May was fine. It's just, there's not much more I can say about the Patriots that I haven't already said. They're a bad team. They have a bad roster, and Drake May is doing his best, but, he's fine. Aaron Rodgers. Now, listen. This was a meaningless game between the Jets and the Jaguars. They're both out of playoff contention. They're looking to the draft just like my team, the Titans, are. But I actually thought Aaron Rodgers was great. I thought Aaron Rodgers was great for the Jets on Sunday. I know who cares because they're out of the playoff race. It was a meaningless game. But for whatever it's worth, I thought Aaron Rodgers was great. And to tell you the truth, if you go look at Aaron Rodgers' stats for this year, he ain't put up bad numbers. He really has not been terrible. The Jets are terrible. That organization is terrible, but if you look at Aaron Rodgers' numbers, and I know the numbers don't always tell the entire story, Aaron Rodgers has not had like a disastrous season, and I thought he was great on Sunday. Tua Tagovailoa for the Dolphins against Houston. Pretty poor. I thought Tua was pretty poor, and this is the thing with Tua. He can be great sometimes, and we've had so many weeks on here where I've had Tua on the great tier, but man, it's kind of like Kyler Murray, where when he drops off, it's just like, what am I watching? Threw 3 interceptions. This was a game that a lot of people probably picked the Dolphins to win. A lot of people might have even expected Tua to outplay C.J. Stroud. He did not, and the Dolphins are pretty much done now. Caleb Williams, God bless him. I thought, considering the circumstances, Caleb did fine. It's just I say it every week. He's just in such a miserable situation. The Bears. They're just where quarterbacks go to die, man. It's where quarterback careers go to die. And I hope they can get the right guy in there this offseason to help him because, I mean, he's going the wrong way. He's going the wrong way. I thought he was fine because when I look at the Bears, I don't see Caleb Williams as the big issue. I see the organization, coaching, all sorts of different things as the issues there. But I thought Caleb was fine. Sam Darnold with the Vikings. I got Darnold was fine too. I mean, it's a good Vikings team playing a bad Bears team, so the Vikings did what they should have done. I think Sam Darnold is the beneficiary of a perfect situation. I watched this same thing happen with Ryan Tannehill when he was on my Titans. I'm not going to play the game of who's better between Tannehill or Darnold, but it is a similar thing. When Ryan Tannehill was here, it was a perfect situation for him. Good offensive line, good defense, Derrick Henry, A.J. Brown, and now look at Sam Darnold. Good offensive line, good defense, Justin Jefferson, Aaron Jones, Jordan Addison, weapons all over the place. It is a perfect situation for a guy like Sam Darnold to be successful, and I thought he was fine Monday night against the Bears. Nothing just overwhelming, but I thought he was fine. Jared Goff, in a losing effort with Detroit, I still thought Goff was great. Thought Jared Goff played extremely well. I'm a little concerned for the Detroit Lions as a whole because of the injuries. David Montgomery, some injuries going on there. The Vikings are right there. It's not a given at all that the Lions are going to even win their division. But I still thought Jared Goff in particular was great in a losing effort in a shootout with the Bills. Jordan Love against Seattle. I thought Jordan Love was good. In this game against a really stingy Seahawks defense that have been playing really well this year. The Seahawks try to drag you down into the mud and beat you ugly, and the Packers just refused to do that because the Packers are too good to do that, and Jordan Love's too good to do that. Jordan Love and the Packers playing really good football these days, so they're going to be a problem. Moving over to the AFC North with Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson was great. I understand they were playing the Giants, but I saw someone on X who said it best. I mean, Lamar Jackson looked like he was at PE and it was just out in the schoolyard goofing off with his friends against the Giants, which is what it should have looked like. It's Lamar Jackson playing against probably the worst team in the NFL. And he looked like it was just effortless and made it look easy. Russell Wilson with the Steelers. I would probably say poor. I've actually thought Russell Wilson's done a good job with the Steelers overall, but this week against the Eagles, I just thought it was pretty poor. I think really the Steelers with Russell Wilson, they can beat a lot of teams in this league, but they can't beat the Eagles. They can't beat the Eagles, and Russell Wilson struggled. And this is a concerning loss if you're Pittsburgh going into the playoffs. Jameis Winston, God bless you, buddy. Trash. Got benched. 3 interceptions. He's just been an interception machine since he got in there for Cleveland. Not good. Jameis, trash. Joe Burrow against my Titans. I thought Joe Burrow was good. Had a couple of interceptions. But there were some plays. I mean, obviously I watched every snap of this one because it was against Titans. There were some plays that Joe Burrow made in this game where you just look at the TV and you say, there's 3 or 4 guys that can make that play in the NFL, and Joe Burrow's one of them. They gotta figure out a lot of things this offseason because I don't think the Bengals are making the playoffs. I know they're technically still mathematically alive, but I don't think the Bengals are making it. Are they mathematically alive? Or have they been eliminated? I don't know. Either way, Joe Burrow was good. Geno Smith. I mean, I'm going to put him into poor. I I realize he got hurt. I think he got good news on his injury. Like it's not going to be like he's not going to miss a ton of time. But Seahawks, I mean, they got exposed, I think, by the Packers. And so yeah, I'm gonna put Geno into that poor category. Brock Purdy in an ugly Thursday nighter against the Rams, I'm gonna put him into the poor category too. Just not good, not good. Matt Stafford, the winning quarterback, I thought he was pretty poor too. I mean, Matthew Stafford, I think, has had such a great season. But on this particular week, I don't know if it's because of the short week or what, but I mean, they won, and it was a critical win for the Rams because now they're at the top of the NFC West. But probably Stafford's worst performance of the season. Not a total disaster, but pretty poor. Kyler Murray in a win over the Patriots. I thought Kyler was fine. Playing a bad team. It's just this season has fallen apart for the Cardinals to such a degree. I think they're technically still alive, but it's just I can't be sold on Kyler Murray just because he did okay against the Patriots. But he did do okay against the Patriots. He was fine. Bo Nix is an interesting one. He had some bad interceptions, but he also had some touchdowns. His team won. I guess the best place to put him would be fine because, again, some bad turnovers for Bo, but, his defense obviously got a pick six at one point. He threw 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, made some big throws. They've done such a good job with him this year. Not one of his better performances because he did struggle, especially early, but I'll put him into fine because he did recover. Justin Herbert in a bad loss to Tampa Bay. I'll put him into fine as well, but I mean, this was a concerning loss for the Chargers as the playoffs approach because they were playing a playoff caliber team and they got absolutely destroyed. And this is where I think you really see Justin Herbert just needs more weapons because I do think Justin Herbert is such a good quarterback, but just not a lot of good weapons on the outside. Herbert was fine, though. Patrick Mahomes, you know what? I thought he was fine, too. Nothing spectacular. It was against the Browns. I thought Mahomes was fine. I said it before. I'll say it again. If I had to just judge Patrick Mahomes based on this season and this season alone, I would just think he was a guy. Like, I don't think he's played nearly as well as Josh Allen or Jared Goff or Lamar Jackson this season, but we'll see what happens come January. Desmond Ridder. Before the last 2 possessions last night against the Falcons, I would have put him in the trash. But then the last 2 possessions for the Raiders, he came to life and they scored. And then he had a chance to win at the end with 2 shots to the end zone. So I guess Desmond Ridder was fine because at the end of the day, the Raiders had 2 shots at the end. I mean, they were there down by 6 with an opportunity to win, and he got them down there. I mean, he's a backup at best, but I mean, for this week, I guess he was fine because he had them there. He had them in position to maybe win. Baker Mayfield, great, and boy, what a difference Mike Evans has made for him and that Buccaneers team. So when Mike Evans was out, they just could not find a win anywhere. Mike Evans returns to the lineup, and now they're whooping everybody. And Baker Mayfield, I thought, was great on Sunday, back where he started this season in that great tier. Kirk Cousins. For this week, I'm going to say he was fine because they did win. It was enough to beat the Raiders, but I mean, I heard Cousins say he's going to have to be better than fine if they're gonna do anything. If they happen to get in the playoffs, I mean, against most teams it would have been poor, but he helped them win. It was fine. Spencer Rattler is who I went with for the Saints, and I thought Rattler was fine as well. I mean, he got him down there. I don't know what more you could ask of Spencer Rattler. He got you down there. You went for 2. I liked the decision to go for 2, even though they didn't get it. And I thought, this was a pretty encouraging moment for Spencer Rattler. Bryce Young. Bryce Young kind of taking a step back this week. Whole lot of fine this week, and Bryce Young is going to join the fine category. Bryce Young's been playing better. I still think he was fine against Dallas this week, but this week you saw that Bryce Young's playing better, but he is just on a terrible team with a terrible roster. But I still have hope for Bryce. Anthony Richardson. Trash. I may have been wrong about the Titans and Will Levis, but I take solace in the fact that I was spot on about Anthony Richardson. Trash. CJ Stroud. I guess Stroud was good. I'll put Stroud into good. I mean, a lot of people thought the Texans would struggle against the Dolphins. They won. Stroud, didn't do anything to light the world on fire, but you know what? This was a good win for Houston. They've clinched the division. Thought Stroud was good. Mac Jones. I thought Mac Jones, another one in the fine category, I thought Mac Jones was fine. I mean, they lost, but Mac Jones played well enough. I mean, this is the kind of performance from Mac Jones that'll probably land him on a roster next year as a backup. You put in performances like this, and it solidifies that you will have a good career as a backup, because that was a pretty by-the-books backup performance, probably one of the better backup quarterback performances. And so I think Mac Jones probably has good job security in the NFL. And last but not least, it's Will Levis. Trash. Benched. 3 interceptions. Benched not just on Sunday, but for the rest of the season. Nothing more to see here. Trash. So these are your tiers for this week. In the great tier, Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers, Jared Goff, Lamar Jackson, and Baker Mayfield. In the good tier, Cooper Rush, Jaden Daniels, Jordan Love, Joe Burrow, and C.J. Stroud. In the fine category, a whole bunch of guys. Drake May, Caleb Williams, Sam Darnold, Kyler Murray, Bo Nix, Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, Desmond Ridder, Kirk Cousins, Spencer Rattler, Bryce Young, and Mac Jones. In the poor category, Tua Tagovailoa, Russell Wilson, Geno Smith, Brock Purdy, Matthew Stafford. And in the trash, whoever's playing for the Giants, Jameis Winston, Anthony Richardson, and Will Levis. Let me know what you think about the tier rankings. We have only 3 more tier rankings to go. And then we'll see where everybody lands for the whole year. Tighten up. Bye.